I received my Academic 133 Plus just over a year ago, and I began using it in various ways, eventually landing on it being my dedicated draft kit. And here we are a year later, and it is still my dedicated draft kit. At least this one is. Gamegenic was kind enough to send me a stealth edition of the Academic. This one that I got through the Kickstarter is slathered with the professor's logo. This one isn't. It's, well, stealthy. They also were kind enough to send me a 266 Plus, which I will be covering in this video as well. As for the 133 Plus, I wanted to give an update on how it has held up over a year of rigorous use. I felt it was important to do an update because the Academic is now available in retail stores. You can pick it up now in your local game store or on Amazon. And there are two versions of the 133 Plus. There's the Tolarian version, which has the logo on it, and then there's the stealth version, which just has the Gamegenic logos on it. The Tolarian version comes in green, black, black, purple, and teal pink. The stealth version comes in either all purple or all black. The 266 Plus only comes in a black purple version and does not have a stealth version to it. The 266 Plus does include the professor's logo. The 133 Plus has an MSRP of $49.99 for all versions, and the 266 Plus has an MSRP of $84.99. One of the first things I wanted to check was to see, are there any differences between the Kickstarter version and the retail version? And well, there isn't. They're functionally identical. I couldn't find any differences at all. I'm not going to go into detail about the 133 Plus's features because, well, I already did that in a video last year. Go check out that video if you want to see a more in-depth dive on the 133 Plus's features. The 266 Plus is comprised of two compartments on either side of a center section that has a flap hiding two drawers. Very similar to the 133 Plus. The only difference is essentially the 266 Plus has an extra compartment on the other side of the drawer compartment. There's a tray on top, and then you've got the two drawers. The lid can be stored underneath the box, just like most other Gamegenic boxes. The tray and the drawers can fit fully double-sleeved cards. The tray on top is a little bit more shallow, so you're not going to be able to fit as many cards in that tray. But again, all three of them can handle double-sleeved cards. The drawers have a solid cutout on one side with a solid wall, while the other is a flap with a cutout. The two main compartments have dividers that can be pulled completely out so you can fit deck boxes in here. When you do take them out, there's actually another cutout here on the side where you can stow them. That way you don't lose them. Oh, also, I didn't take off the peel off stuff because I haven't. Well, I just opened it. And just to recap, a 133 Plus can fit one Sidewinder 133 Plus, one Sidekick, one Squire, one Satin Cube, one Bastion 100 Plus, two Bastion 50 Pluses, two Boulder 60 Pluses, one Boulder 80 Plus, one Boulder 100 Plus, three Boulder 40 Pluses. As for cards, it can fit 133 double-sleeved cards, though in my testing I was able to get upwards of 150, even more. This thing can hold a lot of cards. And then I also tested completely unsleeved cards, and I was able to get 325 in this thing comfortably. For the 266 Plus, you can just double all of those numbers because it basically has double the space. Math. This has been my draft kit for over a year now. It has been to MagicCon Chicago, it has been to MagicCon Las Vegas, it has been to Command Fest Richmond, and it has been used weekly. I have carried this around by itself, in my backpack, in luggage, in a grocery bag. So, how has it held up? This box, the one that actually was my draft kit for the past year, the one I just retired, this box has held up extremely well. It was only at MagicCon Chicago that I noticed that the corners were getting a little frayed on the edges there. And to be completely fair, do you know when I noticed it? While I was trying to shove it into my backpack and it wasn't fitting. Wasn't fitting because I accidentally left the flap open that was blocking this from being able to fit, and well, pushed a little too hard. So that's a me problem. This otherwise has held up extremely well. The section with the tray and the drawers is almost perfect in my opinion. I've toyed around a lot with the configurations of where my dice go, tokens, sleeves, lands, that sort of thing. And in almost every case, I liked it. And a big reason for that is because I knew where my stuff was. Just being able to just straight up reach for my dice and not have to be fumbling around in a bag to find my dice tray or what have you. Just having it all together with my kit, it's just nice. I enjoy that. In the main compartment, I keep the divider in so that way my lands have a place to live for my own personal land station. You know what, actually, let me show you the draft kit that I'm using now. This is being retired. I love it a lot, but it's being retired. I'm using the Stealth Edition now. This is actually left over from my Outlaws at Thunder Junction draft that I did on Friday, but I keep the divider in. I have my land station here. This is actually holding cards not only from the draft, my deck, my sideboard, my prize pack, and then some cards that I purchased. I think I bought 6 packs, and it's holding it all right here. So as you can see, it's plenty of room. I also keep a cube pocket off to the side in this little slot along with some dry erase markers. This is in the event that I don't have a token I need, because these are filled with infinitokens. In this compartment side, usually I just keep my extra sleeves up top, the drawers, dice drawer here, and my tokens from the draft down here. Everything is available to me during the draft. The lid and the magnets have held up quite well over a year of use. Obviously, magnets are going to last longer than probably all of us are alive. Still, wanted to report, magnets are working great. No, I haven't had the 266 Plus for a year, but I think a lot of the positives that I have to say about the 133 Plus apply to this as well. It's just this is a slightly different form factor. I probably won't use this for a draft kit, but I have some other ideas in mind for it. I have one more positive thing to say, but I want to save it for later. So that brings me to the negatives. What don't I like about this box? I'm gonna get the 2 nitpicky ones out of the way because they're small and I recognize they're mostly a me problem, but I just want to bring them up for full disclosure. The first is the Nexofiber. Yes, I know it's mostly me. Most people like the Nexofiber. I don't. I'm in the minority on that. I completely understand that, but it's something I don't like. So yeah, that hasn't changed. But if you like it, fantastic. The next one is nitpicky and a me problem as well, and it's really just with the one I got from the Kickstarter, and that's the fact that it has the professor's logo, has it all over this thing. Just, it's very loud, both figuratively and literally, in terms of this logo here. Again, I know it's a me problem, and they fixed it with the stealth version. So yeah, that's a non-issue now. That's the thumbnail. So those are the 2 nitpicky ones out of the way. I do have one issue with it that is a little bit more than a nitpick. Its size. It's a bit big. It fits in my backpack, but it takes up a lot of space. Previously, I was using a twin flippin' tray 266 Plus as my draft kit, and I actually stopped using the twin flippin' tray because it was too big. It was taking up too much space in my backpack. And this is basically the same size. It takes up about the same amount of space, maybe a little bit less. It's really not that much less than a twin trip and play? It's really not that much less than a twin flippin' tray 266 Plus. And to me, this means that the 266 Plus is not a portable box in my opinion. This won't fit in my backpack. Now, I know some of you are absolutely willing to carry around a Dungeon 550 Plus, this is basically the same size, and you're happy to carry that around, and it does fit in your backpack. And that's great, and this would be perfect for you if that's the case. But for folks like me who have a slightly smaller backpack, this won't fit. That being said, this is perfect for a battle box, or what I'm thinking of using this for, which is my Clue box. You know, the Clue thing they just came out with at Murders at Karlov Manor? Well, I really liked that. I thought it was kind of fun. Frankly, I would much rather play a game of Magic while also making accusations instead of rolling a dice and moving a little thing around the board. To me, the Magic version of Clue is just more fun. So I'm planning on using this to hold my Clue setup, to have all the decks in here, all the extra stuff in this center section here. Might even do a video on it. Keep an eye out for that. And to be fair, this is just my opinion. This may end up being perfect for you in that regard. And that brings me back to the last positive I wanted to talk about. I stopped using the twin flippin' tray 266 Plus because of its size. Over the months, I have had to test other things for draft kits, and in every case, I jump back to this almost immediately. There have been a handful of weekends where I've used something else as my draft kit, and every time I jump back to the Academic. I have not stopped using it. Its size, despite the fact that I don't like how big it is in my bag and how much space it takes, the positives far outweigh the negatives. So I keep coming back to it. I can't stop using it because it just makes it so convenient at my draft night. I just really love it. In fact, one of those was the Cards Layer 1000 Plus. I thought it would be good for a game night draft kit. While I didn't keep it as my draft kit, I'll let you watch the video. Oh my god. See, let this be a lesson to you. I took out the divider while I was testing to see what boxes could fit in here, and I forgot to put it in its little hidey hole, and then I just spent the last 10 minutes looking for it. It was just beside the camera, by the way.